Hey everyone, Joe here from the Minecraft Alliance, and welcome back to another Doctor Who videos. And with Series 10 gradually coming towards a close, and even really Steven Moffat's era gradually coming towards a close, I thought I would do a series of videos talking about my favourite tropes of Steven Moffat, whether that be a series, a story arc, episodes, companions, specials, and he's really my favourite Doctor. Some of these episodes are going to be a bit different, because some of them I'm going to have, for example, favourite episode, I'm going to shortlist a load of them. Like, I'm just going to pick 10 episodes and list them and why I rank them in certain places. Series, however, I'm going to count down from my least favourite series to my most favourite series. For example, I'm trying to think of a different example. Specials will be the same. I'll put all the specials into one big countdown of Steven Moffat's era. Just a reminder, this series is about Steven Moffat's era. Reference for this recording session, the episode that aired last night, when I'm recording this, is The Pyramid at the End of the World. It does not include any episodes after The Pyramid at the End of the World. This episode is going to be all about Best Cliffhanger, and once again a reminder, this is only up to the Series 10 Episode 7, The Pyramid at the End of the World. So, it's also going to be about how the cliffhanger pays off. So if there was any cliffhangers at the end of this week's episode, like the whole world going on, whatever, that doesn't count, because I want to see how that pays off, and I want to include that in my comments. So that will not be included. So the most recent cliffhanger we can have is the Series 10 Episode 5 cliffhanger, where the Doctor loses his eyesight, which very well might make it into this list. I don't know, I haven't compiled the list yet. Just doing this review, guys. So if you're expecting my the review of The Pyramid at the End of the World, it should already be up by now by the time you're watching this video, because this video will be going up next week, in the week. So yeah, enjoy the video, guys. Let's see which cliffhanger I thought was best. Okay then, guys, so we're going to be talking, as I say, about my favourite cliffhanger of Moffat's era. Once again, a reminder that this cliffhanger can only be taken from Series 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or the first part of 10, or any of the specials that are included in that gap between the episode The 11th Hour and the episode Oxygen in Series 10. Now, beneath my voice, you can see there's a load of pictures representing all 10 series of the show so far showing up on your screens. Okay then, so let's get to it. It's time to start the countdown. Coming in at number 5, we've got an episode which was the end of the first series of Moffat's era. It was The Pandorica Opens, and the cliffhanger is that the Doctor is trapped inside of the Pandorica. But apparently this will end of time and space. But this will save the universe, because the cracks in time are the work of the Doctor. But really, they're just the work of the TARDIS. But anyway, I chose this because I thought it was a really good, cliffhanger for a finale. And I think the payoff was really good, because I thought that the next episode, although it was confusing, was very good and very comedical. Anyway, on to the next one. Coming in at number 4, guys, now it's going to seem like I'm going in order of series, but I'm really not. This is just the next best one in my opinion. And it was the regeneration at the end of Day of the Moon. Although this didn't get solved in the next episode, I think this was a really good introduction to what River Song's character could do, because, spoiler alert, if you don't know, this was River Song, or Melody Pond, basically. That was the idea of this, and it was a really good story. I think everyone got really confused, but really excited, wondering who it might be. And the payoff, I think, was just that better. Coming in at number 3, guys, we've got the God Complex. Now, this one wasn't a cliffhanger that lasted a certain number of episodes, a bit like the last one. But this was a cliffhanger that started off in the 11th hour, but then concluded in the time of the Doctor. And I'm not talking about just the crack in general. I'm talking about what was in the Doctor's room in the episode The God Complex. Because in the episode The God Complex, the Doctor goes into his room, room 11, and the idea of everybody's room is they contain their worst fear. We never actually get to see what was in the room. I think he says something like, of course, who else? Which led everyone to think that it was a person inside the room. But no. What turns out it was inside the room, and it was revealed in the time of the Doctor, was the crack. and that was left for 2.5 years. So that, to me, is one of the biggest cliffhangers, not of the series. On to number 2. Coming in at number 2, we have another finale for a series. This is, however, a different finale. This is a Series 8 finale. Part 1 of the Series 8 finale ends with two characters, one known as Missy and one known as the Doctor, going outside into the busy streets of London after leaving St. Paul's Cathedral. And it is revealed to the Doctor and the audience exactly who this Missy character is. And it just so happens to be, dun dun dun, the Master. This was a brilliant return from the Master, who hadn't been seen since the 2010 episode The End of Time. And after a 6-year gap, or no, sorry, it would have been a 4-year gap, it was nice to see the Master again, even if he had regenerated into a female form. This did leave a lot of plot holes and arcs missing that hopefully will be resolved in later episodes. Now for some honourable mentions. Okay, now it's time to go on with some honourable mentions. The first honourable mention goes to the Time of the Doctor, with a cliffhanger of Capaldi not knowing how to fly the TARDIS. I thought that was really good. I really liked it. Series 9, Episode 3, Under the Lake, when the Doctor's ghost appears, which presumes to mean the Doctor died. Series 9, Episode 7, where Evil Clara is going to bomb the ship, a plane even. Series 9, Episode 10, Face the Raven, where the Doctor gets beamed to a weird place. Series 9, Episode 11, where the Doctor arrives back on Gallifrey, ladies and gentlemen. That was a big moment for everyone. And finally, Series 10, Episode 5, The Oxygen Cliffhanger, where the Doctor is still blind. He cannot see. And finally, guys, coming in at number 1, without a shadow of doubt, it's quite honourable considering the unfortunate state that this actor is currently in, with him unfortunately having passed on earlier this year. But coming in at number 1, guys, it is The Name of the Doctor cliffhanger, leaving us alone from Doctor Who for another, 8 months, I think it was. So I think this was on in April, or late, this was on in early May, and the 50th anniversary was 6 months later. So we were left without any Doctor Who for 6 months, wondering who this Doctor was. Because obviously we know it was the Doctor, but which version of the Doctor was John Hurt going to play? We didn't know at the time. I just thought I'd share this quick meme with you, so I just thought it was quite funny. And can we just take a moment to remember this wonderful actor?